480 feet above from the ground, 4,500 years old, these pyramids are really mysterious. What was such inside the pyramid, and why did the researchers send a robotic camera to see what inside? At one place, the robotic camera stopped because now there was a stone slab in front of it. Researchers believe that there is a secret hidden behind this slab, which has been buried for the last 4,500 years. They wanted to know this secret at any cost, so they install a drill machine in front of robot, which made a narrow hole in this stone slab. Now, they sent a camera into the narrow hole, who saw across the slab a sight that no one had seen for the last 4,500 years. Welcome to My InfoSage TV. Viewers, Egypt has a total of 138 tallest pyramids, which have withstood dozens of earthquakes and several dangerous storms over the past thousands of years. But surprisingly, no one moved around, and the tallest and largest pyramid among them is called the Great Pyramid of Giza. The base area of the pyramid is 13 acres, but amazingly, not one or two, but 9 football fields could comfortably fit inside this pyramid. According to estimates, a total of 2.3 million large stones were used in the pyramid, some of which weight is 50 tons. If its total weight is estimated, the weight of the pyramid is 6 million tons, which is equal to the weight of 12 Burj Khalifa. And what was the ultimate purpose of building such a tall and magnificent pyramid? Thousands of years ago, when man did not even have tools, how were the walls of these pyramids leveled inch by inch? How 50 tons of stones were cut into squares? How did they deliver the height of 480 feet without a crane? And who were the engineers who made these pyramids earthquake-proof, as well as set all their angles at exactly 51.5 degrees? All this you will know in today's video, so let's start. Challenge number 1. For several centuries, various research teams have been trying to figure out the key construction techniques of the pyramids. How each side of the pyramid would have been determined as north, south, east, and west without a compass. Some experts believe that the builders of that time must have been the first to find a ground that could support the weight of stones endurance millions of tons. After that, pole stars means those stars that determine the earth poles, which help them to mark every sides of pyramid. No compass, no optical instruments, just this basic technique that determined the key direction of the pyramid thousands of years ago, and that too with 0 errors. Challenge number 2. The next challenge was leveling the land, on which the pyramid was to be built on 13 acres of land. If the balance was slightly disturbed, it would be impossible to stand 2.3 million stones on it. Now, to level this land, the engineers of that time had neither a laser leveler and not a bubble leveler. Experts believe that the 4 sides of the construction site would have been dug and water poured into it, and then the water level on one side would have been aligned with the water level on the other side. The place which was not matching the water level would have been cut and leveled with the help of chisel and hammer. Experts believe that the ancient Egyptians also used this simple tool, which consisted of wood on both sides and a stone tied in the middle with a rope. If the stone touches the ground and its axis is coming on the middle line, it means that the middle ground is perfectly level. Challenge number 3. Now, the direction of construction site of the pyramid was set. They had done marking, and ground leveled was also set, and now it was time to start construction, which required heavy and big tons of stones. But to cut these stones, they didn't have grinders and jackhammer. But still, they cut 50 tons of heavy stone and shaped them into square and rectangle. But with whose help? Yes, this was only the tool with the help of which stones were cut. Experts believe that the chisel used in the construction of the pyramids was not only made of copper, because they also knew that copper is soft and cannot cut stone. Therefore, a chemical element, arsenic, was also added to it. Chisels made of copper and arsenic were hammered into stones with wooden mallets. After many hours of labor, these huge stones were shaped. Challenge number 4. Now, because it was the special type of stone, which is called limestone today, it was harvested in the city of Tora, 200 kilometers far from the construction site of Giza. Now the problem was to transport the stones, A stone was 50 tons heavy means equal to 50,000 kilograms, which is equal to the weight of approximately 3 passenger buses, and 23 million stones were to be used in just one pyramid. No animal could have been used in that era to transport such a heavy weight, and neither did they have trucks. Even if we have to do this in today's modern times, transport companies will face a tough time. But surprisingly, this work was done with the help of workers and boats. The river between Tora and Giza was taken advantage, and the stones were loaded into large boats and brought to the site of the pyramids. Experts believe that this task was not so easy. It would take at least 500 laborers' army to loading and unloading such a heavy stones on ship. Challenge number 5. The teams of experts who had been researching the construction of the pyramids now had answers to many of their questions. But one thing was bothering them all the time. That limestone was also cut. Transport was also done. During the construction, one on top of the other started to be built. The problem was how the stones were transported to such a huge height. Many experts believe that it was planned before the construction of pyramids that it would have gone up either by a spiral track or by a zigzag method. But it is certain that these 50,000 kilograms heavy stones were pulled with the help of labor's army. Challenge number 6. It was not that much of millions of workers cut limestone with chisel and hammer and transported such huge stones. They also built compartments, passageways, and many small tunnels inside this pyramid. Everything else was fine, but one thing surprised the experts. It was that inside the compartments which stone is used is not a limestone, it was granite. Yes, granite is a stone that is considered to be the hardest stone in the world after diamond. Even in today's modern times, granite cannot be cut without the help of large grinders. Many archaeologists from all over the world have visited the pyramids, but no one has found a clue as 4,500 years ago how the Egyptians cut a solid stone like granite so cleanly. Finally, after many years, experts solved this mystery. The Egyptians cut the granite with a handsaw that had no teeth. Yes, this toothless handsaw was driven on granite by heavy weights on both sides, and sand was put in the center. Experts believe that it took about 4 months to cut such a big stone in this way. After all, what was the purpose of building the pyramid? How many workers were working at the same time to build the pyramid? And when the robotic camera drilled a hole in the stone slab inside the pyramid, what kind of scene was seen inside it that no one had seen for the last 4,500 years? All this and much more you will find out in part 2. So keep watching, and thank you for your love. I hope you will like and share this video. See you soon in the next video.